Hello.
Ron.
We are on.
We are on.
You are on, baby.
I'm on.
We're on.
We're on.
The Prickly Pear Show. Welcome. It is Sunday, September 23rd. Thank you for joining us. How you like us now? I think we have a thing.
Wait. We have to make sure.
No, we're checking. We're going to check it.
Oh,
we got a thing. We got a
it's
thing.
working.
It's a thing right
Finally,
here.
we're not talking about something that's not actually there.
That's right. No, it's for reals.
Okay.
It's on Donkey Kong. What happened to it? There we are. Yeah.
There we are.
It's cool. So we, all the credit goes to this man right here for the set design with our new rundown. So you'll be able to see the topics that we're going to talk about this evening. And we'll explain a little bit more detail when time comes.
Who are we?
Who are we? According to the camera, you're Ron Furman, and I'm Ellie Miron. Right there.
Good. That's very good.
I think so.
It's good that we know our names and for the audience to know who we are.
They know.
Just in case they want to write hate mail, they know who to write it to.
Attention, Ron Furman.
Right. We should have the entire conversation based on animals.
Fan
so this
mail?
way we know for a fact you're going to get all the
Fan mail?
hate mail.
Hate mail.
Fine.
Fan mail?
I'll accept it. I'll answer to anyone.
Well,
so if you decide to write to me,
Yeah.
I promise I will answer.
I'm surprised if they actually will write to you.
Happy Sukkot
Yes.
to everyone.
Chag Sameach.
It's the only holiday that's weird in Russia. For some reason, you really can't celebrate Sukkot in Russia because inviting somebody to the sukkah sounds a little bit different. No, you didn't get
You're gonna
it.
have to look that one up, folks.
Yeah,
If
I
you don't
believe
speak the
most
Russian.
of our audience is Russian, so they might get it.
They might get it.
Today, I even posted like a female dog with like, glasses, kind of like look bitchy, and I wrote "Happy Sukkot."
You went too deep, man.
Did I?
Too cerebral.
I thought for some reason people will get it.
It's too cerebral on jokes
Okay.
like that. People need it just simple. Just give it to them straight. Don't make. There's nothing wrong with cerebral jokes, right?
But I think if I went too strong,
Yeah.
then people would criticize me. Not that I mind it so much, but
You inviting criticism? I
Yeah.
don't. Listen, it's also Restless Leg Day.
Can we make this bigger so we can actually see ourselves?
You want to see ourselves?
Yeah, I'd like to be able to see what we look like,
I know what
in
we
case
look
my
like.
double chin shows up a little bit.
Yeah, we're actually streaming this, a little behind the scenes here. We're getting a little technology going on in the corner, and now you're making me fiddle with it, and I'm distracted.
Don't worry about it.
Volume is off.
Okay, just want to make sure that it doesn't pop up.
All
All right, so lots of national things happening today. Why don't we
I
tell
was
them?
starting to say it's Restless Leg Day. I call it the Jimmy Legs Day.
What does it mean, restless leg day?
So like restless leg syndrome, like my brother-in-law Ron ShaRon, shout out, you got this problem. It's like the constant like fiddle shake, and you're sitting at the dinner table,
there's a
and
day
all of a
for
sudden
that?
you're like, well, happy day,
So I'd like to apologize to Tommy.
Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy was a guy I went to school with in 9th grade.
Okay.
And I was doing a test, and we were at a portable.
Right.
And he apparently had this trembling leg
Restless leg.
or restless leg. And
Get it right, there's a day.
It just kept moving my table, and I turned around to him twice, asking him to please stop.
Right.
And he didn't. So in the middle of class, I did something bad to him.
What'd you do?
I hit him. I hit him. We were having a test, and I was already like having anxiety about the test.
Okay.
And I hit him. But I got in trouble for it, so kind of payback. But I did ask him a few times to please stop because he was making me really nervous.
Really?
So that's that. What happened? Did it freeze? What's the
No,
situation?
I think we're on a slight delay here, but I'm just seeing we've got some folks joining us, so we're just trying out some new tech on the background. So apparently you misspelled Kawhi on the sidebar.
Kawhi?
Andy Milinarski is making some kind of, I don't know. Is that for scam artist reference, Andy? We'll get to you. You can certainly explain yourself later.
Okay.
So it's an interesting show today. On top of Restless Leg Day, it's Celebrate Bisexual Day. So for any of our bisexual fans in the audience, happy Bisexual Day.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
I know it's kind of weird.
This is
for
where
me
my
to-
kid stops watching.
Right, where I'm going to be asking this question. Why? If they're going to be educated about it in school, then they should know.
No, apparently we're not.
Well,
I don't know.
for now. For now,
we're not.
it's gonna come back. Unfortunately, you can't.
I got no problem with it.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, why don't you go back to ShaRon? So this way we're able to see it.
Yeah.
No, there you go. Perfect. So my question is, being bisexual, you like both kinds,
Yeah.
right? Like men and women.
That's the
But one of them, you're sort of supposed to like. right? Meaning like, okay, I'll give an example. So for like, if I like a woman,
Yeah. That makes you hetero.
it's normal, but it's like a normal thing, right? No, I'm asking, like it's no.
Fan mail?
No. Yeah,
Hate mail.
send it to me. Meaning like,
What are you trying to say by normal?
well, basically like is there heterosexual day? Like is there
I
like?
think every day is.
But you see what I'm saying? Like it's heterosexual day. Like people are known as heterosexuals. So again, it's more of a question. I don't know.
Tuesday.
But like, and then like liking another part. Well, that's the gay part, right? So it's like when someone tells.
What are you trying to say?
Okay, so I had a girlfriend I'm not mentioning names, who was dating me for a very long time, and then somehow is now with a woman, and now prefers to be with women, which is totally cool. I'm all about that. Too bad she didn't tell me this beforehand.
You had a
Probably
Ross. You had a Ross from.
I had a Ross moment, yes, but I was like, well, she happens to be gay.
Okay.
She was with me, but so she's bisexual.
That explains a lot.
Does it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but one out of like
Well, yeah, well, just the one.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Okay.
I don't know anybody else.
So it's not a trend.
I don't know. Can you imagine that was? Every girl I was with became a bisexual.
I'd get you off J-Date and whatever real quick.
All right. You know what?
But what are you trying to say though? You're trying to say that like, are you? I don't have anything. I think it's nice that we commemorate and celebrate the diversity in life, right?
Sure. But like we always
we
need like
need a hetero
we always
day?
need these names. Like I'll give an example. Like if I was with a dude,
Yeah.
then I'd be gay, right? Because I'm with a dude. But they always go, oh well, he's bi. Who cares? Like I'm with a dude already. Like my friends know that I'm with a dude. It doesn't matter that I'm also sleeping with women. Like it's the idea of wanting to be with the other side.
That's different. This is someone that's deciding I want to be with both men and women.
A little bit of everything, huh?
It's like a buffet.
I know. Listen, lucky people. To be
the
quite
buffet
honest,
of life.
if you can do that, it's amazing. All the powers to you. I wish I could.
Anyways, we just found it was an interesting day. We wanted to point it out. Other than
Thanks
Sunday.
for taking me off the. Yeah. You did a good job.
Yeah.
All right. I think I would have got myself into big trouble.
I've just bailed you out.
Thank you.
I'm your get out of jail free card.
You are?
Am I your jail call?
No.
All right,
Definitely not. Your wife though.
But we also want to announce. You ready, Facebook? The challenge has been accepted. If you recall last week's show, Ron mentioned that we are going to be doing a weight loss challenge.
Weight loss challenge.
And the goal is just to sort of see how much weight we can lose between now and I think 60 days, I think you said.
Correct.
Right?
So
but it won't be now, but it'll be...
So weight between now, so the 24th
tomorrow,
November.
Starting tomorrow.
We're going to weigh ourselves again.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll weigh ourselves, take a picture, and post it on Facebook. Well, if you're going to lose the 30 pounds, how are we going to know that you lost the 30 pounds?
Yeah, I don't know. Do I want that number out there?
Isn't that good that after the 2 months you'll lose the weight, so at least you're doing something about it? No? Really? You don't want to do that?
Oh!
I don't know what the parameters are,
I don't know.
but I'm thinking like that's how people will
discuss.
know. Unless you want to do it between us, and I'll just say yes, that is
You'll
true.
see. It'll be very gaunt.
Right. I love it. I've done this before, and I've lost a lot of weight, and
I don't feel special anymore.
I enjoy. Well, I didn't do it as a challenge before, so this is the first time doing a challenge for weight loss.
Tell
I really appreciate. No, I want to put this out there.
Oh.
Ellie, I really appreciate you taking on this challenge. I know this is something you didn't want to do.
Not that I didn't want to do. Of course I want to be healthy,
No, but didn't want to go through the challenge also to expose yourself out there and to, also we gave specific numbers, but I appreciate it. So in reality,
I think I'm like
whatever will happen will happen. Even if you lose 10 pounds, you lost 10 pounds. And
I think there's a win no matter what.
Exactly.
But knowing you and me and our little competitiveness, there's going to be a winner unless we magically.
No, so that's the thing.
What if we lose the same amount of weight?
Perfect. We take each other out. So the idea is, by the way, I don't understand why we always do dinners. Like that's our.
That was your thing.
No, I was just saying like
dinner.
You said no, I
the
said
bet
cash.
is
No. I said cash.
And I said no.
And you said no.
Yeah,
so I was like,
give you
what
cash.
else do you want to do? Well, how about a season pass to Wonderland?
I've got one at home. You want one?
For next year, you have one?
We're on a payment.
I got it. That's what I figured. Yeah, you have kids.
I have kids.
I don't know. I don't even go to one.
Anyway, there will be a challenge, so look forward to that. The skinnier versions of us. That maybe you'll see more of.
And since you did so horribly last week.
Oh no!
No.
Not even close.
No cinnamon dessert?
Not even close.
No. Okay.
Can I tell you something?
And
I'll tell my
By the
audience.
way, you didn't even ask me. I had it there on
I didn't even
purpose.
see that.
I had it there just waiting, just to
I didn't
see if
even
you're going to take
see
it.
that. No. Okay, so if you don't remember last week, and you should check it out at the Prickly Pear Show on our Facebook page. we had a cinnamon challenge. It was disgusting and horrible, and I was tasting it for 3 days. The other day, I swear to God, I told Terry, you can ask her. I ordered something like from Tim Hortons. They have a maple cinnamon bagel, and I usually quite enjoy that.
But you couldn't
I put it in my mouth, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
Okay, what did you experience that was really horrible afterwards?
Have you ever put cinnamon in your mouth? Were you not sitting beside?
No, so I did the same thing.
See, here's the thing. The problem was for me that part of it like inhaled very quickly and got lodged in my throat. Like,
yeah,
so
you're supposed to like
bring
it down slowly.
Okay, well, you're supposed to like just kind of glump it in your mouth,
That's
right?
That's right.
And so as I was going for the spoon and I put it in my mouth, I obviously inhaled and like it's powder. So
I'm wrong. You will make a great girlfriend. that's great. No, because for a few days I was having trouble eating. Something happened on my tongue.
Right.
And it felt like almost like as if I burned it. Like I felt really weird.
You actually, because you kept it in longer.
I kept it in.
And so, and it is a spice, right? So there is some.
Well, something happened. Anyways, for about 3 days, I just felt like as if I burnt my tongue, so it was hard for me to eat. Yeah. Something like this. It was a little bit different.
Very nice.
Let's move on.
All right, so we
love this thing. Thank you, Hannah.
Yeah. All right. So, where are some topics? If you're looking at us on the screen, you'll notice that we have something called social media, and that's our first topic for this evening. And really, what we want to know is, we pose the question to you, audience, to tweet or not to tweet.
Is that really the topic? Just about the tweeting part?
But it's
no. I get the social media.
That was creative. Dan.
No, I get it. I like the idea of the tweeting, but like, okay, I don't tweet. So but I put posts on a Facebook, or I put a picture up.
So the question becomes: should you get fired from a job for expressing yourself on social media? Now, before you start jumping on the comments and everything like that, we understand, and I think we're in agreement that hate speech, anything that's illegal, that makes sense. But my point when I was thinking about this and doing a little research for the show, and yes, I actually researched it, was that a little bit. I looked it up.
Well, you looked it up? Okay.
I looked it up.
Fine.
But the idea that people, are now getting in trouble for things that they said in the past.
Right.
And at some point, is it relevant? Does it matter? I think
it depends who you are. So if you work for the public, right, it's a little bit different. So for example, if you're a politician, and you say something, and you have like skeletons in your closet, and you're exposed, then you're not someone we can trust.
But but if you said something in your high school or university days, okay, let's say you said something dumb.
Right.
You said something just very bad. Clearly, it's not appropriate. It's offensive. Whether it's illegal or not will be a different story. But let's assume for a minute it's not illegal to say what you said. But you said something clearly offensive.
Okay, so what is the actual question?
It's discovered 20 years later. Should you be fired from your job?
I don't think so.
Well, what do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think you should be fired from the job for even things you say today. I think, especially on social media, we're expressing ourselves, and there is no real line of what is. I'll give an example.
Yeah, please.
If I am pro a politician or against a politician, or if I say certain things that other people don't agree with, does that mean that I should be in trouble?
Donald Trump is right.
Whatever it may be. Should I be fired from my job for expressing my opinions regarding something? However, in my opinion, we need to be a lot more careful. Even having this show, it's a little bit dangerous, right? Both of us are teachers and are expressing our opinions. There's a possibility of getting some flack for some of our opinions. But the good thing is we stand up behind our opinions, and if we make a mistake, we'll apologize because we're human. At the end of the day, we're allowed to make mistakes. But I don't think that we should get in trouble for something we did many, many years ago.
Right.
When you're even politicians get away with stuff.
They get away with things, and the things that they get. Listen, they elected somebody who said something ridiculous. Right?
Hello, Clinton and George W.
Trump.
And everybody. All of them have something in their closet.
But then we're talking about whatever Joe Schmo. He says something and he loses his job. The bus driver for 20 years, and all of a sudden he said something that came out or whatever, and it's over. Or like you see these stars like Norm Macdonald, for instance, recently, right? Norm Macdonald just posted, about 2 weeks ago-ish, something like that, he posted on social media something along the lines of, just trying to be a little more insightful and open-minded towards Roseanne Barr and Louis C.K.
Right.
and their whole big mess.
Right.
And he wasn't trying to be political in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's doing a mini apology tour for something that he tweeted. He's in trouble. There's a risk of him losing a show,
Right.
or gigs.
We're becoming so sensitive, and
Right?
that's the problem. The problem is the same thing with the Me Too campaign. Like all
this
this
is
stuff.
where that kind of was coming
This
from,
is
right?
where it's coming from. The problem is that again, we're becoming snowflakes. Like everything offends us, and we need to stop with that BS.
I'm offended by the term snowflake.
Fine, you can be offended, and you know what? We need to have a backbone to say, I'm okay with you being offended, and
Yeah.
we need to have people who stand up and says, look, it's okay. It's okay for you to disagree with me. It's okay for us to have different opinions.
It's interesting.
And if you don't want to support me, listen,
Right.
don't support me. It's okay.
Yeah, there's somewhere where the line has become blurred. We used to be able to respect the fact that, you could say something
Yeah.
that I don't agree with, but I ultimately respect the right and the fact that you have the right to say it. And I'll spend as much effort as I feel is necessary to disagree with you or prove you wrong or try and convince you or otherwise, whatever. But I wouldn't just throw my hands up in the air and complain and whine and say that you are offending me, and
that's
so
the way.
because I'm offended,
That's the way.
now you must be punished.
Yeah.
At what point did we in our society become extremely sensitive to the idea that I can't say something that you're going to disagree with, and because I say it and I've offended you, I'm wrong. And not only am I wrong, but I'm an evil person,
Sure.
or I'm a horrible
You're hearing
right?
about, right? There's the jokes about like Trudeau that if you say something that he disagree with, then you're racist.
Right.
Clearly it's a joke, but there's something behind those jokes. That we've gone to a point where people just throw out these accusations, and somebody calls somebody a rapist, and that's it. I'm connecting him to the word rapist or sexist or racist or whatever it may be. And you know what? Many a times, even on Facebook, people have called me out on certain things, and I said, "Tell me how that's the word. Tell me how this describes what I just said."
Right.
And I call them out on it. And I had a I'll talk about it very, very quickly because I don't want to drag on with the story.
Yeah.
But the whole Serena Williams thing, where she wanted to change her clothes, right? You saw for Wimbledon.
She was wearing that cat suit thing.
Yeah, but she wanted to do it for Wimbledon and Wimbledon. Sorry, I can't say it. I'm Israeli. Wimbledon. When she was, she wanted to change the outfit. Thank you for making fun of me. She wanted to change the outfit, and they had a big problem with it.
Right.
And people right away went to, well, she's a woman and she's black, and I'm like, well, I don't know if everybody has the right information. Like, yeah, we can jump to conclusion and say, but I just don't see how race played a role here.
It didn't, but I think with something like Wimbledon, there's a history and there's a tradition,
right?
And so I don't really.
Are you
care.
trying to explain their position?
I don't even know their position.
But I want to know. I want to know about the other. I want to know more about the
Yeah,
other
but here's
position.
the thing: I don't really care what she wears or not. I personally am not offended. It's a modern age. I don't expect today's hockey players, football players to wear the clothing and the style and whatever from 1885 either. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
So technology changes. If this suit makes her feel more comfortable, gives her the edge to play better, I don't care. That's really what I want to see.
That's
great
not
tennis.
the conversation. We both agree on that.
Right.
The question was,
right.
whether it was racist or not. And personally,
Probably.
I didn't see anything racist about it. I didn't see anything racist about because
demanding
she
her
said
she changes
yeah,
her
like
outfit.
where does race play a role here?
I think
I don't see it.
I don't think it was so much about the outfit. I think where the big hoopla around her was also the fact that there was this whole business about the way she argued with the calls with
That
the
was
judge.
later. That was after.
That comes after. But
That
hold
came
on a
after.
second. But then there was that whole double standard, and is it like the fact that
She's the best player on earth. When I go to see women's tennis, I want to see Serena Williams play, and I don't watch her because of the color of her skin. I watch her for her talents.
Right.
In my opinion, like to go to race is in itself a problem. And for people so I remember I merely asked that question, and I had someone a black girl basically saying, "What would you know? Like you're white," and I was like. Well, that's racist. Like, I mean, what do you mean, what would I know I'm white? I'm merely expressing my opinion. I just disagree with you. I don't think it's about race.
So
this wasn't about a black or white issue.
To come back to the whole social media piece, right? I think when people start expressing themselves on social media, they run into big problems, right?
Yes.
Because And there is in fact training. Like athletes are getting more and more training on how to be on social media, what to say, what not to say. But the thing is, we have such this instant connection now to people all over the world.
Yeah.
You could literally thinking about, for instance, Jimmy Kimmel with his mean tweets. Now he's turned something offensive into something hilarious,
right?
Only because he gets the people who
we can't get on the show.
Yeah, right. And by the way, Jimmy, if your booking agents are out there, give us a call. We'd love to have any of these people on the show, and we could totally make fun of them and read mean tweets about them all day long. They could read mean tweets about us. That's not the point. The point is that we have this opportunity to say anything we want instantly, and not even
see if we're still there.
Not even damn the repercussions. Forget about the repercussions at all. It's not even there. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sorry, we're having a slight.
For some reason, we disappeared for a second, so I wanted to make sure that.
Screens, but I've got us here. So.
Okay, cool. Just making sure that we're still back on, because last time we were talking about an imaginary template that I created. Was it? Yeah. The stupid part is we couldn't see it, so that's we're still talking about it for like 10 minutes.
Anyway.
Okay. Changing subjects.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm bored.
So let's not go crazy with social media. All right, next. What are people writing, by the way?
People are asking us. First of all, we're getting a lot of thumbs
it's
up
fine.
from Lana and Terry, and Simona said, "Hey, who cares? It's fine to say things, post stuff. I don't use Twitter." Asking where the bell is. We got the bell going on now, so hopefully those people are satisfied. I don't know. It's being weird.
Okay.
All good. Listen, our next topic here is the tech takeover, and this was interesting. I read an article on the London Telegraph and the Daily Mail. So it was based out of England, but a concept of our society has become so technological. Skills are dying. We have dying skills. For instance, handwriting.
Yeah,
is a dying skill.
That's true.
To the point where even I actually had a student recently ask me, "Hey, are we going to do calligraphy?" And I thought, no, cursive writing. Excuse me, cursive writing. Is it okay if I write in cursive writing? And I thought to myself, literally, the first thing I thought to myself was, "You know how?" Because I can't remember I can't remember the last time I taught cursive writing. I write in a hybrid style, but I remember learning. The alphabet and cursive writing.
For sure.
I know teachers have their rooms decorated with all kinds of accoutrements that have the whole, alphabet with the cursive font. Right. I remember learning calligraphy. That's all gone. I think now if you brought it back, it's like this cool, funky art project that you're working on. It's not in the curriculum explicitly that I can find.
Well, we type everything today.
I know, so I'm saying so handwriting is a dying skill.
Yeah.
Remembering phone numbers. Yeah. Dying skill.
Absolutely.
I still remember my old phone number from when I'm 5-6 years old. And it's funny, I had this conversation today with my son because I was asking him, we were going somewhere, and he asked me, what does that sign say? Because he still doesn't know how to read, but he'll get there. He's learning. So he was asking what the street sign said, and like, what's that? So I explained to him, and then I said, what does it say? He says, I don't know. But then we started talking. I was like, where he was triggered by the name of the street. He says, my friend lives on this street, and my friend lives on that street. I said, where do you live? And so he's able to tell me his address, and like he knows the street number in this. And we started talking about the whole safety idea of like if you, God forbid, ever get lost and you needed to find a community helper, like a policeman, fireman, whatever. So we went through that whole process, and I realized, he doesn't know his phone number. Like, I haven't taught him the phone number yet.
Yeah, that should have been something you should do.
Well, we're going to work on that, and that's fine. But it got me thinking again to today's topic about, like, I used to memorize phone numbers all the time. I still do.
But that's because you had to.
No, but I still do. Like, it's weird. Like, I know.
What's my phone number?
I'm calling you.
And I put it up all the time online.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't call me? You call me every day.
I try and.
No, you call me every day.
I just hit
that's the thing.
I do use that, right? But I'm saying, like, fine. I was gonna say I remember people's phone numbers that I want to.
No, I don't think you do.
I do.
So I know people's phone numbers.
I memorized my wife's phone number, and I know for a fact she, for the longest time, didn't know my phone number. My dad didn't know my cell phone number.
I knew your wife's phone number. Oh. the X number. The X number. Relax. Don't take it there. Don't take it there. But no, back in the day, you needed it. back in the day, you needed to know the numbers, and today, no. And that's the thing. If you lose your phone, you lose a lot more than just a machine that's able to call somebody. Like, literally has all your information there.
Right. The photos.
But we do everything with our phone.
And that's not a bad thing.
Okay, I'll give you an example. If you lose your wallet or lose your phone, what are you more upset about?
I'd be equally upset.
Equally upset.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that wouldn't have been the case. The wallet would.
No, I'll tell you what. Well, for me, but I look at it at I look at it also from the expense component, right? I'd be mortified at like, I lost all the pictures, I lost all this whatever data that I had on there, for sure.
Right.
The wallet, there's that sense of either way, it's a sense of privacy that got.
So I did lose my wallet and my phone all in one day.
All terrible.
All in one day. I made a stupid mistake by putting it on top of my dad's car while just before he decided to drive off with it.
Did you have a cup of coffee on there for the hat trick?
No. But the only way we knew that it was that I lost it is because the phone apparently got stuck to the phone was on the hood, and then in the middle of the highway just hit the windshield. So then I was like, oh my god, I left my wallet.
There it is.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of money in my wallet, but I was more upset. Yeah, because my parents were going away for that weekend, for the week or so, and I decided that I'm going to take out as much money as I can to throw a big party. I think there was maybe
$50.
Yeah, $50. I think there was probably about.
I've seen the parties you throw.
You kidding me? You were at a 48-hour party. Who do you think paid for all that? And plus, we were little kids back then.
I wasn't there for all 48 hours.
No, you weren't there for all 48 hours. But anyways, the phone was a lot more. I felt really, really bad about my phone because my wallet, I was able to replace all my credit cards. Like, that wasn't really a problem.
I agree that those are replaceable, right? There's certain components to that, but just the idea of this whole thing of tech being, we've taken over our lives. We've just become so ingrained with it. Look, we couldn't do this show, and that's maybe a good thing or a bad thing that without the technology, right?
Right.
But the idea that we can't even you can't read a map. Kids don't know how to do that, and that's a skill that we build. And they have 100%. There's no concept of it.
100%.
They don't know how to
But do we need it? I mean, that's the thing. Like reading a map, I think we need it. I think
it's literacy.
We're depending too much on technology.
Right.
I think that's really the problem.
Right.
That people should know. Your kid should know your house line.
Right.
Like he should know another emergency line.
And he will. But that's I think that's also a parenting call.
Right.
But like it's like it reminds me now. You just said that like those videos where you see these kids are like looking at magazines and they're like tapping at them like they're trying to think like it's a tablet and why. Oh, I don't realize I have to actually open this thing and read the words that are.
I didn't really see that. That's kind of awful.
Yeah, it was.
Really what happens?
Oh yeah, there's like the thing went viral. It was kind of cute in a way. There's this like baby that in diapers.
I think that we need to have. I think we need to have as many skills as possible.
Right.
And some of them have to be things that are a little bit prehistoric. Certain things that like for example, that there's all these. Funny videos are going around where people are trying like the old phones, the
rotaries. Yeah, there's like those kids.
They have no idea what. You should know what it is. You don't need to use it. You don't need to have it at your house, but you should know how this thing works.
Look, there's a difference between an innovation of technology.
Right.
Like I don't need to know how a record player works in order to listen to music, right? That doesn't have to.
What happens if you get a record player?
But if I decide, but that's different. So that's an advancement of technology.
Right.
I don't need to know how to ride a horse to get around, right? I can just learn to get a car.
Don't you remember when we went to the Fan Expo? That guy that wanted a signature from Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that you could. He didn't know you can actually autograph the CD.
That was the best.
Right?
Can I tell them?
You may tell. Yeah, of course.
So we're standing in line and we're waiting to see Rob Schneider, and we tried to have him interview, and Schneid's man said no thanks, but. That's not the point.
Makes sense.
So you're standing in line, and there's this guy, and I could tell that he was, maybe a little slower than the average bear.
An average fan goer.
Sure.
Yeah, he seemed like a typical Fan Expo person.
Yeah, he was so enamored with the idea that he's about to meet Rob, and he paid for an autograph, and he's standing, and I just kind of, I'm not gonna pay for anything. I just wedged up there and just said, like, I'll see if we can get this happening.
Right.
Anyway, long story. Rob takes the things. Can you sign the disc here? So he signs the cover. Then he says, "Hey, do you want me to? Why don't I sign the inside?" So he opens the disc up, right? And it was like Grown Ups. It was Grown Ups.
It was Grown Ups. Yeah, I remember that.
And he signs his name on the DVD.
Right.
Right. And the guy says, "Well, how am I going to play that now? It's not going to ruin it." And Rob looked at me, and I looked at him, and we're just and. To his credit, he was very cool.
He just made $70 off this kid.
Yeah, and he said, "Well,
for an autograph,
the video plays from underneath.
Yeah.
So you won't have that problem.
But you said he kept questioning. Like,
But he kept asking. He was like,
yeah.
but it's not going to ruin. And are you sure? And at that point, I understood that, okay, there's also something bigger at play in terms of his comprehension and processing of information and things like that.
Yeah.
But just the idea that, like, at the same time that, it was quite possible that he didn't understand how the bloody thing worked.
So are we actually lost if we don't move ahead with technology? Like, for example, my dad doesn't use technology as much as I do.
Right.
He's an engineer. He doesn't really need it. But he comes to me for everything. Literally, like, everything. Like, how do I open this picture? Like, the worst.
Gets me the mail.
No, but for real, like, everything.
Oh, don't worry. My dad's the same.
So, and I'm like, wow. In my mind, I'm like, how does he have a job? How does he pay for all this? How is he able to move on if he can't just open a picture?
We have to adapt, and we have to get skills. And that's not for negotiation, right? At some point, some guy had to learn how to, ride the horse and do the plow and whatever the farming skills, or learn how to use the shovel when that's just natural progression over time. And innovation is not a bad thing in my opinion. We should work smarter and more efficiently,
right?
And not necessarily work harder if we can avoid it. Not to say that we can't do hard work.
We should know phone numbers. We should get back to the basics for some things.
I think so.
I think it's important.
I think it also just makes a connection, right? Like you remember jingles, you remember advertisements. So why can't you remember certain things like that? And it says something.
I don't know if it's the same caliber, but yes.
Well, yeah, but like just the idea of like even with all of the social media and everything, right? Like if you don't want to talk to somebody, you can block them, you can delete them, you can you just what I mean? Like this idea of like we can cut people on or off, we can turn things on. We have everything is so instant.
Oh
instant,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But we can't hold on to these things that it just takes a little more effort to do. And it'll be so worth it. It's a skill that you build, right?
It's like right now, if you don't want to talk to somebody, you block them. Right? That's it. They're not going to get in touch with you anymore.
My sister says, and if you're in jail and you can't remember a number to call, who's going to bail you out?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you always got to have these.
That's why you got to know my name.
That's why you got to know.
I got to know my number, too.
You got to know Ron's number.
Beautiful. Yes. Next.
Bang.
I love this thing.
I do, too. All right. Serve and protect. Ron, you want to talk a little bit about this one? This is your baby. It's not my baby. It's just something that I want to talk about. Yeah. How much trust do we have in police officers? There's a news article that came out the other day about a guard in the United States working the border, and apparently he murdered a few people coming through the border. So he would stop specifically women. So was he a serial killer?
So he was a serial killer. They found out later. But he was, somebody working under the, security guard, whatever, border patrol outfit. And I do believe that there are many police officers out there that, in some ways, they're people, right? They can be criminals themselves, but they have a lot of power. And I think that sometimes we have to be worried about what type of officers we meet. Okay, I'll give you an example. If somebody stops you, okay, and I had a guy, so I don't drink alcohol, and I had an officer once stop me, and he put the flashlight right in my eyes, and he started asking me questions, and he literally he put it right there, and I said, "Can you please take it out of my eye?" Just like that. He's like, "Shut up! I'm asking you questions." Blah blah. I'm like, I don't drink alcohol. Like I'm totally okay. He's like, "Well, how am I supposed to?" And he was very very aggressive, and I'm like, look, at the end of the day, he's human, I'm human. Why is he talking to me like this? Well, it's because he's got power, and I don't. And I just felt like this guy could clearly abuse his power. He could do anything he wants, at that moment in time. And by the way, that happened to me personally. I think many times where people abuse their power, right? Especially police officers. Now, I'm not of a certain color. I'm not a female. I don't have the story. I don't have the story of they did this to me because they did this to me because that's who they are. And so I wanted to know whether we should put a lot of trust in people, like in police officers. It's not so much of a police officer,
because I think you're painting with a very wide brush.
No, I'm saying somebody that has that power. Right, somebody literally has more power than we do.
We have checks and balances.
Right.
I'm just devil's advocating. Right. So there are checks and balances. In theory, anyone who wants to become an officer has to go through a very rigorous process to psychological profiles. There's testing. There's there's the physical component, right?
Right.
There's this social emotional component. There's and that's, I think, taking more and more of a centerpiece, right?
Okay.
Like there's, because of all the insane incidents that we're seeing, particularly in the States and in Canada here, with police brutality, police overstepping the line and their boundaries. And you're right, they are people, but I think of how many incredible heroes there are out there,
question.
and just day to day that they're just doing their job, and they're just people, and they're getting abused.
That's
and
the
that's the other thing.
expectation.
But think about this from the other side of things.
Yeah.
How many times do you hear about the officer got shot, the officer got attacked, the officer was whatever?
Horrible.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't know what's going on in that car or in that behind those doors.
I'm talking about abuse of power. I'm talking about abuse of power.
But you're talking about the flashlight in your eye and this and that.
No, many
Although
times. I was arrested once.
I think that
I was arrested. So I'll tell you, I was arrested once for potentially robbing a bank. Really, I would rob a bank. I mean, probably, but definitely not at that moment in time. I mean, if I would do any criminal act, it would be a bank. But no, we got stopped, and
was this like a mistaken identity?
Mistaken identity. They stopped our car. It was a horrible experience. Sometimes I tell the story, people don't really believe me, but there's 3 other witnesses that were with me in the car, so everybody can attest to it. We're talking.
You were in the car.
We're talking about helicopters. We're talking about dogs. They threw me in one of the cars. Up until today, my bone is still not right. I sat on. Before that, I've never been in a police car. I sat on my hands, and the cuffs went so deep, literally making. I have a hole. If you touch it over here, I have a hole here.
There is a hole. There's an indent.
And I kept telling the officer to please let it go. And he goes, shut the F up over there. You know, you piece of garbage. Like, you're lucky I'm not going to go back there and beat the living crap out of you. And I'm like, you didn't even tell me, what did I do?
Right.
And, you know, they were pointing shotguns at the car. Like, it was something horrific. And then at the end, it was like, oh, we made a mistake. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Oops.
And the way they were... and again, so I'm thinking this was like a York Regional Police. This wasn't like, you know, South Central.
This doesn't matter where it is. The reality is...
No, but I'm saying, at that moment in time, and I was... So that's the thing. When I was thinking about possibly suing for what had happened, because it's a really long story.
Yeah, we don't want to...
For what... Of course not. For what had happened, everybody's saying, Ron, really, you think you're going to beat the police? You think you're really going to get them in trouble? And that's the thing. It's like, wait a second, but yeah, they abuse their rights.
If you suffer injustice...
Mm-hmm.
then you should be able to seek out just retribution, right?
Okay,
Legal, like you should have that option, whether you choose to sue, whether you.
But how many people are afraid? How many people are afraid? A
lot of people are afraid,
right? Based on what? Based on the fact that they have power.
Yeah, but listen, that's like even I got a ticket by accident, and the cop, I've had that. I literally had a like a mistake happened. I got a speeding ticket. The officer. There was a car, it was a similar color, right, driving by me. He was speeding and I was not.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't prove it. And then, it just turned out that, like, oops, and I got you and not him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go through this whole thing, and I know I didn't do anything wrong, and I know it's not the same level or degree of what you're talking about, but the point that I'm getting at is that you either are the kind of the personality that you're going to stand up for something that's wrong because you believe in it and you know that it's wrong and a right should happen, and you want to fix that wrong.
Right.
Or you just succumb to the fact that this is the system and you can't beat the system. And I'm not saying that that's a good attitude, okay, but it's definitely out there. And I think so many people in society, we hear about it day in, day out, that they live like that. Like I had a friend of mine who lives in the States, and he told me one time he got a DWB.
What's DWB?
And I said, don't you mean like a DUI or DWI? He goes, no, DWB, driving while black.
What?
Yeah.
That's
what he called it. It was
okay.
Because he basically what he implied was a racial profiling thing, right? An incident, and I have no idea what that's going to be. And let's be honest, I'm never going to get a DWB in that regard, right? I can't understand what that's like. It's horrible.
Horrible.
I have no explanation and no reason to explain how and what that happened, but it happens.
Right.
So what's our job? What's our role to prevent that? You're talking about you started off our story with this border policeman who obviously
was a serial killer.
Serial killer. So the big question becomes, how did this guy even get his job?
Right.
How did he fall through the crack? Did he fool the system? Did he was this a very premeditated from the start. And
But don't we always say that about, our neighbor, he was such a nice person.
Well, they're
morning we
always
say
the
hello
nice
to
guy.
him.
Yeah, they're always the nice guy.
So that's the thing.
and-
But I'm saying, like, when we started this about serve and protect, like sometimes, I fear that some of the police officers, some people at these jobs, it goes to their head, and their positions, like that guy who did whatever he did to me.
But I think you have a trauma from that, and understandably so. And maybe I don't want to. When I say the trauma, in the sense of not like there's this like blatant fear.
No, I have an experience.
But you have an experience.
I have an experience.
Yeah, which was traumatic.
Right.
Right. That must have been scary.
Sure, definitely.
And I mean, I've been detained by police, not to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but nothing like that. Not even close to that. But I guess from my experience with police have always been very helpful, very, outside of like the traffic moments or whatever, like when I've needed the police, they've been there to help me, right? So or to help someone that I care about or whatever. So my experience, and I know people who are police.
Me too.
Right? And they're amazing people, right? So I'm wondering if what you're trying to come up with and say is just it's experiential, and so that's biasing or influencing your.
I'm not just talking about myself and my own experience. I'm talking about as a whole. Like, we have these expectations for police officers to serve and protect us.
Right.
And I just feel that sometimes, or many a times, they abuse that role, and we should be looking into it.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. That's okay. We can move on. Notice I said maybe. Let's move on to the next part. So what is it? Scam artist. This is your story.
This is my story. So okay. I gotta pull up a picture for you guys. I gotta tell you
This was like off CTV News or something. And I'll upload this photo for you guys to enjoy later. But I'll hold it up in a second. So, this man paid $1,800, 1,800 Canadian dollars, for an opportunity to become a model. Went through some agency. They promoted this idea that we're going to have this opportunity. You pay us, we'll do the headshots, we'll do all this stuff. We're going to get you modeling gigs. You're going to be a paid working model. Send us this money, do whatever you have to do, bada boom, bada bing.
Mm-hmm.
The man pays the course, goes through the whole thing, says, hey, I didn't get a single job. You guys lied, you scammed me, you cheated me, I want justice. He brought it to the news. Is this a sort of buyer beware? Now, I'm thinking to myself, well, what does this guy look like?
Why does it matter? No. Don't put it out
Don't,
yet. Don't put it out yet. I want to ask, why does it matter? Isn't it the agencies? I mean, if they're a legit agency,
right?
Shouldn't they say, you're not model material? They took the money. If they take the money, that means that they are interested in doing business with this person.
But they're saying, look, we're offering you.
No, it's not an offer, because if you actually are going to a legit business, a legit modeling agency.
But you got to see this guy.
I understand it. I've seen the pictures when you sent it to me. Actually, it's the first thing I saw before the entire
whole
piece.
thing,
I was
right?
like, why is he sending me this picture? There are many scams out there.
Yeah.
I've worked with many scam artists when they come to. I'm actually involved in a scam in Israel for something very similar.
I don't want to know.
In Israel was actually on a show called Kol Botek, which is like an investigation show about a particular place that we would take money from parents who wanted their kids to be stars.
Right.
I failed. So, yes, there are many scam artists, and this is just one of them. And it has nothing to do with his face. It has to do with the fact that
it's modeling. It has everything to do with your face.
Then a modeling agency has to say to somebody, I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's an ethical component, no doubt.
Yeah.
Fine.
So they clearly
Can I
took
show them
You
this
may,
thing?
yeah, sure. I mean, it makes sense when you show it.
Come on, like.
Okay, let's see. You could look at it over there.
We're gonna put that up there. Just want to make sure. Got a little delay here. Look at that face. Look at that Shayna Punim. Look at that handsome dude. Huh? Huh?
We're a little bit on delay.
We're on a bit of a delay on my end.
We want to see.
I want to see. Here it comes. But come on, this guy. This guy?
I think I've seen him somewhere before.
Yeah, on America's Most Wanted,
he
or
looks,
what?
He looks very familiar.
He looks like he's been on that show where they catch you to catch a predator or something.
Okay.
Now look, I'm judging this guy by his looks, 100%. That's what modeling is for. Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
That's a model. I don't know dude models, but dude model. Tay Diggs was a model. That's the first guy that came to my head.
Okay.
Gorgeous looking people.
Right.
Look, you want explicit when you're casting. when you're a casting agent and you're looking for something, you know, an explicit part.
No, but even an agent,
we're looking for schlubby guy.
Even an agent.
No,
look.
Listen,
don't say
Ron
no.
Howard,
That's
Ron
the
Howard's
industry.
brother.
Don't
Clint
say
Howard. Can I give? That is an ugly dude.
Right.
And he gets roles, partly because his brother always likes to put him in movies, but he gets roles known that
he's a character actor.
We need this frumpy guy. We need this, you know, this what society will, for better or worse, agree is not a handsome looking dude.
Right.
This guy, whatever that was that just popped up, but this guy is not a handsome looking dude. I should not expect a model. I don't want to open whatever catalog.
But
I don't want to look at
what modeling agency would actually take this person? Well, that's the thing.
So some place basically said, and he said, "Look," and now but he's saying he got scammed.
He did get scammed.
I don't think so, man. You really think you got you? That is a confident dude. That is a confident man who thinks I'm a model.
Then they should have told him.
I know I'm not a model. I'm not signing up for anything. You're not a model. You're not signing up for anything. This guy has the chutzpah to think, you know what? I'm a Brad Pitt looking.
First off, have you seen models lately? There was like one that came out the other day.
Listen.
It was like 350 pounds.
Okay, but there's a niche for that.
Maybe there's a niche for him.
For what?
But
Schlubby dudes?
In reality,
what's he modeling? Khakis?
I don't know. I don't know. But in reality, yeah, he was scammed. And there's a lot of scams.
So. I think it's a buyer beware. I think you have the notion that you.
Well, clearly they weren't looking for work for him, but they still took the money. What do people do? They gave
him a service. They took him photos.
What? Yeah.
No, they delivered products. They offered him. You'll have headshots. Maybe they sent his thing to everybody. I don't know. This guy, I just don't buy it.
I buy it because the fact that they took him. If it was another model and be like, look, they didn't get me jobs, I'd be like, why didn't you get this guy jobs? Clearly he's a good-looking guy. But this guy specifically, why did it take 18? By the way, do you know how many guys like this are out there? How many women are out there? How many kids are out there being scammed on a regular basis?
It's not scammed. You're an idiot if you think so.
That's a complete scam.
Listen.
Complete scam.
Listen.
You do not take the money from a person.
You go
but
in.
You know you're not going to get him work.
No.
That's exactly what it is. You're not delivering on what you're supposed to do.
I don't know, man.
They're not there to buy pictures. They're there to get work. Right? And by the way, just to put it out there, if anybody ever tells you that you need to pay for those pictures in any agency, you say, thank you very much, scam artist, I'm out. That's not what you do. You bring your own stuff.
No, listen, there's different scams.
You don't do that.
A scam is different.
That's not the
scam,
business.
like Terry says, exactly. So we get the calls from Canada Revenue Agency. There's a warrant out for.
There's only one type of scam, people.
No,
That's a scam.
Yeah, that's a scam.
That's a scam.
This is a business that practices, that opens, and says, "Hey, we're a modeling agency." Now, if I'm going to be this guy for a minute. Here's my thought process. I want to be a model. I want to be an actor. I want to be famous.
Okay, you know what? Beautiful. Take it as an actor.
Okay.
So you think you're a good actor?
No, hold on a second.
Hold on.
No, wait. Because but acting is also subjective. Okay, looks are subjective, but the reality is, again, if I'm thinking of myself as a model in the traditional sense of I want to be featured in publications to advertise for certain things, okay? And I have generally speaking, I'm going on the whole idea of like, you know, the pretty face, the good looking, handsome, attractive, okay?
That's not me? Okay. Oh, I got the rejection.
No. So, look, at the end of the day, if I'm going out, I'm looking at this modeling agency and I'm saying, okay, what am I getting, right? Because, listen, I've thought about even putting my kids, you know, maybe, like I know friends who have their kids doing like photo shoots or something like that. So we like entertain the idea. My kid is cute, but I'm biased. I think my kid is cute. You might not think my kid is cute. So we go to an objective third party and we say, "Oh, you're a modeling agency. Tell me about." But my job as a prospective client, if I'm buying a service, just like anything else, is buyer beware. I want to research. Who are you? What are you? What are your qualifications? What are your skills? What are your accreditations? How many people do you have in your roster? What kind of jobs do you work with? Who are the partners you work with?
You're so naive to this
Why
business.
am I so naive?
Because you're naive to this business.
I'm a smart... Well, because I have brains and I think about... You know what?
No.
I want to go... Listen, I want to be a stand-up comedian. Okay? So I'm going to write some jokes. Now, it's different. I go to open mic night and I get up there. You're either going to laugh or you're not.
Right.
Maybe I get a laugh. Does it mean I'm funny? Does it mean I'm hilarious? No, it means something happened that there's a skill that you have to build. It takes time. You work through it. You want to go on acting. You want to learn how to be a brilliant
So how many people would be like, okay, take all these acting classes with
Right.
me, we'll make you into a star.
Okay.
And nothing. You just keep paying and paying and paying and
But
paying
at
and
some
paying.
point, you need to realize, what are you paying for?
Right, but
When
at
you
some-
but when you show up for the acting classes,
Yeah.
okay, I'm the whatever academy of blah 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 acting. Who the hell are these guys?
Right.
Who can you legitimately say went through your program?
By the way, what you're saying right now is saying that they're scamming everybody. I'm saying they're scam artists, but maybe this guy they're scamming. But other people may not. They may be able to show, hey, we have proof that we're getting people jobs.
So
This
that
guy's
comes.
gonna get jobs.
Listen, again.
So technically, there's
Look.
people they're scamming. There are people they're not scamming.
There's the scam that the guy walks off the street. Oh my God, you're beautiful. I want to take your photo,
Yeah.
and then something horrible happens to that person. Right? There's the scam that comes down to this. Oh my God, you're attractive. I'll get you give me the money, and we'll get you famous, rich, and just nothing happens.
Right,
Right.
right.
Okay. But when
By the way, how do you know that's not similar?
he approached them? What's the difference? They put an ad out.
Yeah, they put an ad out. We're looking for models.
We're looking for models,
Yeah.
and this guy says, "That's me."
That's right.
That's just
But the minute he walked through the door to be like, look, no, thank you.
okay.
But what they said, oh, well, maybe we can get this sucker to pay $1,800 for pictures. And that's
He is a
exactly what
sucker.
happened. That's exactly what happened.
He
you're
deserves it.
But you're... Why?
There's no way he's a model. I'm sorry. No. I wouldn't give it to you.
Okay.
Is that person?
By the way, did he win? Like, what's the...
I don't know.
Can we follow up on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. By the way, I wanted to bring this up, but it's not one of our topics.
Oh.
But the whole situation happened in downtown in Greektown.
The Danforth?
The Danforth.
Yeah.
With the. I want to talk about it. Can we talk about it at some point?
Okay. We'll
Okay, we'll do it.
Let's
we'll do
see how
it,
we
we'll
are
do it
for
next
time.
Week. We'll do it next week, but we have to bring that up because there's more information that's coming out.
Okay. Fine. So stay tuned next
Stay
week.
tuned to
We'll
that
get
one.
a-
Okay, cool.
Update. The
Yeah, this
dog-
guy reminded me of
This guy?
Greektown, and somehow, I think he's even wearing a jersey.
to put Windex?
He still looks. Okay, so what's next? I moved. Thank you.
Dog reunion.
Dog reunion. All right,
Yeah.
that's mine.
That's yours.
That's mine. So the story is that a dog went missing in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And
Can you blame him? It's
Uh,
Saskatchewan.
right, but how can you go missing? There's like a flat,
Flat.
land. Right? He couldn't hide behind any mountains.
Sorry.
But he went missing for 15 months, and
What he did?
came back home. And I was like, wow, what a great story. And I realized I have a very similar story.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't 15 months, it was 2 days, but it was the longest 2 days of my life. My dog went missing when he was 1 year old, and it was horrifying. Like, literally, I was going berserk it was Rosh Hashanah, I was in Toronto, my dog was in LA. I was...
Your dog went from Toronto to LA?
yeah, there you go. I got lost. No, I was living in LA at the time.
Right.
I came here for Rosh Hashanah to Toronto. My ex-girlfriend at the time was taking care of my dog, and somehow he got off the leash, and the car hit him, and and he started running because he got scared.
Oh.
And she ran after him, and she couldn't find him, and literally ran away.
Right.
The only way I found out was I went upstairs after Rosh Hashanah. I went to check my messages, and I got a message saying, "Hey, I found this collar here of a missing dog. Wanted to call you and let you know that I have the collar,
But not the dog.
not the dog." So you know how freaked out I was. So then
She didn't even tell you?
she didn't even tell. Well, she didn't want to tell me at that moment.
Let's
in time.
talk about that.
Yeah, she didn't want to tell me at that moment in time. She wanted to find the
Hashtag
dog.
trust issue.
Well, she wanted to find the dog before she calls me and tells me that the dog is missing.
Or replace the dog. Like,
I would know. I would
paint it.
know.
Oh, that's
It's like
horrible.
a cartoon. Oh, it was awful.
Oh my god.
So, and the problem was that we just both moved. So I actually just moved out of our apartment.
Right.
So she moved to a new neighborhood. I moved to a new neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we had no idea where the dog is and how is he going to find us. So I just kept telling her to put his certain things that he has, like his toys, outside her door, and somehow he's going to come back and sniff it. So she went around asking people, and they said, "Yeah, we saw that dog in our old building, like walking by himself. Nobody stopped him." But it was a really, really horrible experience.
Wow.
But he came back at around 4:00 in the morning, and she hears like a dog barking outside her door, and he was like all tired and he didn't eat or drink anything. He looked awful.
Poor guy.
But yeah, we had him. But anyways, I'm so happy for the family. 15 months missing their dog, and now he's back. And
I wonder if they got a new dog.
I don't see that. The thing is, you mentioned something before. We talked about dogs, about replacing.
Yeah, you dog people replace.
It's not really replacing. So no, you're not replacing a dog. And I wanted to explain that to you. It's not about replacing a dog.
Right.
You're getting another dog. The experiences that you had with your animal.
Just gonna stop you there for a second.
Yeah.
So, your bell.
Yeah.
Breaks.
I don't have a relationship with this.
This is. Well, I think we are.
I don't have a relationship.
But
with
this thing, and you get another one.
Right.
Your car breaks, you get another car.
It's not about that. There's a look. You can't compare an object to something that's living. A dog is a part of the family. You're not really replacing the dog. The experiences that you've had and the love that you had for that animal, is completely different than the love or the relationship you're going to have with your new animal. Now you're going to love them, right? It's kind of, okay. Imagine this. So imagine like you adopted a kid. No, it's not yours.
No, it's not the same thing.
I'm trying to explain to you.
You cannot make this.
It's not yours.
You cannot.
It's not yours.
You cannot.
He's not yours.
I do. You are not allowed to
yours.
make this comparison.
I'm allowed to.
They are not the same thing.
So I'm going to explain to you.
Children
the
and
relationship,
animals are not
the
the
relationship
same thing.
that you have.
No.
They become family members. Yes.
No.
These animals become family members.
Right.
I understand where you're coming
understand
from.
that.
No, it's not your kid. It's a kid.
No, hold on a second. Let's stay on the dog component for a second.
All right.
I understand and I respect and I appreciate that dogs are family members.
No, I don't think you understand.
No, wait.
No, I actually do not think you understand it.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Okay.
I get that people have this. I see
no,
the
you
love
don't,
you have for your dog.
You don't get it.
I don't understand all the components.
By you putting it out there, saying that it's not. Now,
would you get another dog?
Of course, I would get another dog. I love dogs. I love animals. But would you get another kid? If you want, like you have 3 of them. Why'd you get another 2 after the first one? You wanted more.
That's a family.
He's of my family.
Okay.
So dog is.
But
a
I
family.
didn't replace my children.
But your kids are still alive.
No, thank God.
I can get another dog.
Right,
I can have
but
2
people
dogs.
wouldn't do that.
What do you mean people won't do
Grandma died, you didn't go out and get another grandma.
Yeah, Grandpa married another grandma, and she became new grandma. Yes, that happens.
You should really talk to your grandma.
No, but hello, I had 3 grandmothers. What are you telling me?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
you got a bonus one.
Nonetheless, I never met my real grandmother. So the only grandmothers I knew are the other ones.
Okay, but you started to go down the companionship road and all that. They're not the same thing.
As I said, very much the same. I know it's not a human. So if that's the element that you want to bring up,
it's not there is that. Listen, I don't doubt that dogs can love and love unconditionally. I've seen those.
Forget
cute,
just that the dog
videos.
loves. I love.
You
the dog.
love. Fine.
I love.
Great.
The dog.
I know people love their dogs.
It's your animal.
I know people love their pets. It's you. The pet dies tragically, naturally, whatever the case may be.
Right.
After some period of time, you decide, you know what? We loved having a dog around the house.
Right.
We're just going to get another one.
Right.
You're going to play with all its old
You're
toys.
not replacing him.
You give it all the old dog toys.
You're not replacing him.
You totally are. You're like, here, play with
No, you're not.
Scraps old bone.
No, you're not replacing him.
I've seen it.
I'm explaining to you. You're using the wrong word.
That's exactly what it is.
You're getting another dog. You're getting another pet.
Oh, okay.
You're not replacing him.
Okay.
You cannot replace that dog. That dog and you had a relationship.
Yeah.
No one could, like my dog Arnie. No one can replace Arnie.
So why would you
I'm gonna
have
have.
a dog?
I would have a new experience with a new dog. What do you mean why? I'm gonna have why you have an experience with one son? Why did you get another one? Why did you get another daughter? What for?
I didn't know. I didn't choose.
What do you mean?
I got what I got.
No, you made it happen.
Well, yes.
You made it happen.
I'm very aware. Yeah.
Right? So
that's growing a family. That's totally different.
No, I'm trying to explain to you.
No, they're
the
not.
dogs are a part of the family.
No, it's not in the same way. They're not the same thing.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
Blood,
in some ways.
not blood. Humans are meant to procreate.
So wait,
just a second.
Stop.
Humans are meant to procreate.
I said adopted kids. It's not yours. So if you had an adopted kid, and he died, okay, God forbid, do you replace him? Do you replace him?
Are you crazy? Do you listen to yourself?
I'm very much listening. You adopted a kid, and God forbid something happened to him. Okay, do you replace him? Or do you just get you adopt another kid? You give another kid an opportunity to live.
What am I, Madonna? And I'm
adopting
Chinese babies and Ethiopian babies.
To you. It's not your blood.
It's not my blood.
Somebody else's problem. You adopted him.
You know what? I just give you that same thing. Madonna, Angelina Jolie, they went and adopted 17,000 kids or whatever. They gave them opportunity. I understand what they're doing. But a lot of people looked at it like I'm just collecting toys and trinkets because I am in this power and I pick and choose. Adoption is
Don't
different.
talk to me about Madonna and
It's the
Angelina
same
Jolie.
thing.
No, we're talking
Because
about a family.
That's not a family.
We're talking about two kids. Okay, I'll give you the story. I'll give you a scenario. You have a husband and a wife. They can't have kids. They can't have kids. They decide to adopt a kid.
Yes.
Excellent. It's not theirs. They decide to adopt it.
Right.
Great. God forbid something happens. Billy died. Do they replace Billy
Sorry.
with Johnny? No. Billy is Billy. Billy is. They had the experience with Billy. Johnny's a completely different person. They're always going to miss Billy. The relationship they had is completely different. But again, I understand. I'm not gonna be crazy here and say that it's exactly the same thing. Humans and animals. Clearly, it's different. You know what? In some ways, there's certain people like me who are a little bit crazier who like animals more than people, and it's okay. But I do understand that people are people. People do come first. I get it.
Okay.
But
All right.
you cannot use the word replace. It is not about replacing. This animal that even though they got a new dog, I don't even know the story, they had a relationship with that dog, and I'm sure that's why it's making news that the dog returned.
Where did the dog go for 15 months? Did he get a new family?
That's a different. No, who knows where he went? Who knows?
Lassie.
Who knows?
Littlest
Who knows what the story
Hobo.
is? Who knows what the story is?
Littlest Hobo. You remember that show?
Do I do? It's actually a Canadian show.
I know. It's
Yeah.
a great show. The dog went everywhere. He adopted families.
He adopted families.
Would you say that's a fair assessment?
As a show, yeah.
show.
As a show, sure. Yeah, he adopted families.
Didn't you feel bad about the people that he left behind?
No.
About their lives?
No, I don't even remember the show.
See, he didn't even give a crap. He just
Well, I was
moved on to the
too
next
young.
thing.
I was too young.
He just moved on to the next family.
Anyways, how do we finish this off?
Like that.
All right. By the way, all the hate mail about animals to this gentleman
I don't
right here.
care. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're not going to convince me.
No, that's the problem. I'm not trying to convince you.
Yeah, it's not a big. I don't get it. It's
What's the end? How are we gonna end this off?
I think we just dug this so right into the ground.
No, you just hate animals, and
I don't hate animals. Let's be clear about that. I don't hate animals.
dislike, don't care for.
Certain animals, absolutely.
What is certain animals?
Sharks. Don't
Okay.
care for sharks.
I don't think you know anything about sharks.
I know a little bit about sharks.
What do you know?
I
about
swam
sharks?
with sharks.
You swam with sharks, and you don't like them still? No.
Not a pet.
But you understand what I'm saying? As a pet, like I have a friend
Look,
who had a parrot.
Straight up,
Yeah.
I'm not a pet person.
Right.
Okay. They're not going to do well with me. I don't like the. I mean, I get the attention and the love and the and what they do for people.
Mm-hmm.
What pets can bring out of people in terms of their own character, nature, and I have no problem with that.
Thanks for not having a problem with that. Okay.
I shouldn't have a problem with
Okay.
it, and I don't. I'm just saying. It doesn't bother me. So let me when I say I don't have a problem with it, I want you to understand that it's not a hate thing. It's not something I despise. It's not something I didn't grow up
But you
with
can't
pets.
relate. You can't relate to it. But I didn't grow up with pets either.
I didn't grow up with pets. I'm not interested in having a pet.
Okay.
Okay? And people who tell me that having a pet is like having a kid,
You're
way off. I'm just sorry.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry, you're way off.
It's not exactly like having a kid.
It's not even close.
That I disagree.
Not
with.
even close.
That I disagree with. You
Not
have
even
to you have to take care of it. You have to wash it. You have to make sure that it goes to the vet. You have to take it for walks.
Leave it
you
home
have to
all
feed
day
it.
while you go out.
Yeah, you can. When your son's going to be 12, you can leave him at home all day while you go out.
Not my son.
Well, that's because I'm not going to say.
Hey.
Probably cry himself to sleep. Sorry. I went
He's gonna kick your
I went too
He's gonna
personal.
kick your butt.
He will.
Yeah,
he will. He'll cry before that happens.
It's not the same thing.
It is very much, and
We're done.
that's what I'm
The-
trying to say.
the
The only
audience-
thing is it's 12.
The audience is bored of us.
Okay, fantastic. So,
All right. So, should we tell them?
tell them what we're going to be doing aside from the challenge.
And getting arrested.
Getting arrested. I'm not planning on getting arrested.
Oh no.
What do we have for the next month? So we decided that we're going to change it up a little bit, not
Yeah.
just looking at the sides. By the way, please let us know whether you like the idea that now you know what the topics are going to be about, when we're done, when we're supposed to be finished. But we want to bring a guest once a month. So I'm from the school of I love talking to guests. I like to learn from people. I can't learn from everybody. And I want to make sure that we're more engaged and the audience is more engaged.
Yeah.
I think people don't really want to see our faces all the time because people keep asking me like, so who you're having on? And then I go, oh, it's Ellie and I again. It's like, oh, okay, it's good,
Really?
it's good, but they want to see. Are you offended? Are you offended that it's just us two? No, they want to see a guest. They want to see some expert.
I want to see a guest.
Some expert.
Yeah. Bring
So
a pet.
we're
Bring in a pet expert.
A pet expert, yes. I'm going to bring a vet next week, and he's going to tell you. So what I want to do is I want to put it out there. If you feel you have a story that you want to share with us or with our audience, you feel like you're an interesting person, please let us know.
I think they like the model.
Sorry?
I'm sick of the model.
I would love to have that guy. That guy would be great for
That'd
the
be
show.
amazing, yeah.
Right? If
Yeah.
we can get someone like that.
Hey,
But-
dude, if you're out here, we want to talk to you.
But we want to
The
come
hell
back.
were you
We want to
thinking?
come back to the old way of doing things, where we have a guest coming in,
Yeah.
but once a month as opposed to every week the way we had it before.
Yeah, it's hard. We can't accommodate everybody all the time.
It's kind of hard because if people cancel and there's like a situation, I kind of felt bad a few times.
Speaking
where
of,
people,
and I apologize. Speaking for cancel,
Yeah.
Drake, we apologize.
Oh, again he canceled.
Again.
He was
He's
supposed to-
been doing this lately, not just us. You look around,
Well,
he's having...
he had an excuse not long ago where he went to the
sick.
hospital. No, he
Yeah,
went to the
but no,
hospital.
recently he canceled shows in Miami because he was sick.
Okay.
Yeah, so Drake, we're not impressed.
Okay, so he's sick, so that's why he
But
couldn't.
we
make it.
apologize, you can't be on the show today.
You know what's cool? If we're gonna have like Drake at the end of the year, right? That'd be awesome. And then we show him the videos that every time we keep calling him.
Yeah.
Out of all the people, you picked Drake. Like that's our guy.
I don't know.
Is it because Canadian? I mean, is that the only reason? Because I could not sing one song he sings. Not one. Not one. I know who
Not
he
even,
is.
Not even the Kiki one?
Is that him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Drake.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't sound like him.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Oh wait, he's there.
No, he's singing the song,
He's
man.
the one that does.
Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, that's him.
I didn't know that. Okay, so I clearly know
Are
the
you
song.
riding? Right.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, man. He's on everything.
I didn't know. I really did not sound like Drake to me. Look, but again, I don't.
Sound like Drake to you?
Yeah, it sounds like Drake. Huh? Anyway, so tune in next
in
week.
more.
Next week, what do we do? What do we have on the agenda? You wrote some things on the
I
board.
wrote some stuff. We talked about, we're looking at, I think next week is the final September.
Correct. It's the 30th of September, the last day of
It's
September.
the last day of September.
Yeah.
So
We'll talk a little about fall and how it makes us
and
feel.
I think we're going to have an update on the Danforth. You wanted to discuss
I definitely want to talk about Danforth, and I'm hoping that by next week we might put up the video from Fan Expo.
I would love to see that. So we're going to get
So-
some footage going on from our exploits there, and possibly
Don't have high expectations from this video, people. However, there were some funny scenes.
There was some fun
There
stuff.
were some
and,
funny
And
scenes.
then I think we're also going to try and get out some TIFF stuff. We posted a little blurb out there, so maybe we might see a few extra scenes from our experiences at TIFF, but definitely the Fan
Ours,
Expo.
you mean your experiences, since I didn't go to TIFF. I wasn't. I didn't go to TIFF this year. Hopefully next year.
Yep. Yep.
My aunt passed away. You're gonna hold that against me?
Aw.
There you go. All right. At least I leave somewhat of a winner. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of Ellie Moran,
Yes, hi.
Ron Furman, we hope to see you next week.
Yeah.
If there's any questions or anything, please let us know
Yeah,
at
and
the Prickly
always,
Pear Show.
That's right. And comments, and again, you can always, even if you missed the show, you can always hit on the repost and on the replay, hashtag replay, hashtag repost. You can do that on here, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting us. Chag Sameach to everyone sitting in a tabernacle.
Do you think that there are people sitting right now in Sukkot that are watching us?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool, right?
And can you get good Wi-Fi in a sukkah?
That's a good Russian question. Have a great night, folks.